as if EVs and Tesla isn't controversial enough, I'm going to talk to you guys about blockchain and cryptocurrency real quick. And I'm going to try to explain this as the most simplistic way I possibly can. And I want to give a little disclaimer. By no way, shape, or form am I a fan of cryptocurrency. No way do I want this to actually be a reality. I'm perfectly fine for going with the gold and silver standard and not doing cryptocurrency blockchain whatsoever. So just so you guys know where my morals align, but it is my duty to, I feel like it's my responsibility to educate you guys about this stuff so you don't get blindsided by it. So let's start off by talking about the SWIFT network. The SWIFT network is our monetary system. That's how our money transfers from bank to bank. That's what we're on right now. So it takes like 3 to 5 days for your cash to check or for you to get your certain payments done, right? It takes some time to do these transactions, and it's pretty expensive, mind you. And what they're going to be issuing in is a new central bank digital currency, and it is going to be on a network called the Flare network. So we're going to go from the SWIFT network to the Flare network. And a lot of people are, we're all like, well, we don't want to do that. Obviously, we don't want to do that. But since Joe Biden has gone in, actually, even before Joe Biden, Trump is a culprit of this as well. And they've been printing money into oblivion, right? They're printing trillions upon trillions of dollars. And that's $1 trillion is very difficult for a human being to wrap their head around of just how big that number really is. So what they're doing is they're printing all this money, and these tycoons and these bankers and stuff are lending the money, so people are going out and they're buying assets with it, like businesses and gold, silver, just assets. You see what I'm saying? So what's going to happen is this is going to it's going to collapse. The dollar is going to collapse because there's too much of it being printed. Like, we can't be living in a world where bread is $100. You see what I'm saying? And it looks like that, although we see inflation, it's not nearly as bad as it actually is, because they're monitoring just how much is actually in the system. They're creating liquidity between the banks. So they pretty much send money from bank to bank to make it look like there's a lot more velocity of money being spent in the economy than actually is. So they're completely and utterly going against us. That's what's happening here. And a lot of people are like, well, we don't want to go to cryptocurrencies, obviously. Well, we don't really have a choice. And let me explain real quick. Let's say this financial network collapses, SWIFT collapses. Well, we're going to want to fix. And what does that mean for everybody if it collapses? Well, that means that you're not going to be able to get your money out of ATM. You're not going to be able to use your card at the pump. So the world economy will abruptly stop. And a lot of people are going to want to fix. And if the last 3, 4, 5 years have shown us anything, is that a lot of people are willing to sacrifice their freedoms for comfort. If you want a vacation and wear a mask, even though you don't want to wear a mask, then that's you. That's what you did. You were unwilling to sacrifice your freedom for comfort because you want to go on vacation or whatever that may be. And I'm not judging you for it. A lot of people are in difficult positions. But what's happening here is they're printing money into oblivion. That's going to collapse. And a lot of people are going to be like, I can't feed my children. I need an out. And the government's going to come in and say, hey, look, we had this central bank digital currency that you can use on a QR code, which is like a little weird thing. Look up what a QR code is on your phone. And that's how you can start doing transactions. And people are going to have to download a digital wallet to do so. This is their big plan. And this Flare network is going to be driven by a cryptocurrency called XRP. It is a bridge currency. So pretty much if you have $1 and you want to exchange it into Doge, or you have the yen and want to exchange it to, a loonie, whatever it may be, this technology, this cryptocurrency, has the ability to take one transaction of a certain currency and in real time switch it over to an opposite currency for a live exchange rate. And the cost of this is minimal to none. It's extremely cheap and very fast. It takes like between milliseconds to 5 seconds for any amount of money. It could be $1 or $1 trillion, and it settles very quickly. This is the technology they're bringing to fruition. And I'm going to introduce this to somebody. This is Gary Gensler. Gary Gensler is the chairman for the SEC. And he is corrupt beyond belief. And he knew about the whole FTX scandal. And he talked to them and everything and never went after them. But what he's doing is going after a company called Ripple and trying to sue them because they're affiliated with XRP and they're deeming that as a security. I'm not going to get into all that detail right now. But pretty much what they're doing is they're halting the progress of the United States during this technological revolution while the rest of the world can catch up. So Again, I don't want cryptocurrencies. I'm perfectly okay, but I believe it'll be a miracle if we don't do that, because we don't have a substitute for the dollar. What are we going to use? Are we going to go back to bartering? Well, I'm okay with that as well, but the vast majority of society, especially in America, is not prepared to do that, and they're willing to give up their freedoms for comfort, and that's what they're banking on. So we're going to need something to use as currency, and that's what they're going to use. It's going to be XRP. That's what they're trying to usher in. And Ripple has partnerships throughout the entire world. The biggest banks, the biggest businesses, they already have the partnerships, and they're just being held up by the SEC over in America. And it's really hurting us, because we need to be able to take this technological advancement and grab it by the horns and, do what we do best, and that's innovate. So, guys, I hope I explained this well enough to you. All in all, what it comes down to, guys, old network of how we do transactions is gone, because we have allowed our government and the Federal Reserve to print money into oblivion. We, the people, have failed and let that happen. Now we don't have a monetary system that works, and we're going to need one, and they already have one in place, and this is going to be the Flare network. So they're going to usher this in when we need it at the most. There's going to be some type of crisis in the future, and they're going to usher that in. So I personally believe that XRP is an actual asset in a new class of technology. So I'm not telling anybody to go out there to buy it. I'm not telling you guys that you need to get involved with this stuff. I just want to let you guys know that this stuff is coming into fruition, and they are going to do their damnedest to usher this in. All these banks are already going to be using it. All these giant conglomerates are already going to be using it, and the writing is on the wall. So I don't want to bore you guys with too much of this. I want to get right to the point. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, go ahead and comment below. This is what I do. I educated myself for a lot. I spent a lot of time educating myself so I can bring this information to you. So go ahead and fire away. Again, guys, I'm not advocating for this stuff. I'm just showing you the writing that's on the wall, and I don't want you to get it swallowed up by this tsunami that's coming. See you in the next one.
Your AR-14s.
Okay, this is not okay.